welcome back. So I am back with another recipe video. So if you saw my recent short that I uploaded on YouTube, then you probably already are expecting this video. But if not, I thought I would do another pasty video for you all. So you all really like my cheese and onion pasty video. So I thought I'd show you a different variation. This has to be, I have to admit, my favourite one, because it's got lamb mince in there, which I absolutely love. It's got cheese in there with some potatoes. So I'm doing the meat and potato pasties for this video. So if you are running out of ideas, you're not sure what to make, this is a really good one. You can also use any other filling leftovers. You can just pop them in some puff pastry and make pasties out of it, and it always turns out really nice. So yeah, there's not much to say about this one apart from it's absolutely beautiful. So do give it a try, and let's get straight into today's video. So the first thing I'm doing is taking 2 medium-sized white potatoes. I'm just going to peel these and then give them a quick rinse, and then I am just going to start cutting them up quite small. I am just going to boil these first. It's just going to make the process so much easier and quicker. So I'm just going to pop these into a saucepan, cover with some boiling water from the kettle, and let them boil for around 10 minutes, and then make sure you drain them and set them aside. Next up, I'm taking 1 medium onion. I've got a white onion, you can use red if you wish. I'm going to cut this up quite finely, and then I'm just going to heat a pan over a medium-high heat. Spray it with some olive oil spray, and then I'm going to pop the onions straight in. And you just want to fry these off for around 5 minutes until they have softened a little bit. So now that the onions are nice and soft, I'm going to add in my lamb mince. Again, you can use any sort of mince that you like. You can use chicken, you can use beef. So I'm just going to fry this off along with the onions for around 10 to 15 minutes until nice and brown. So this has been going for around 15 minutes now. So I am going to start to season. So I'm starting off with some salt. Then I'm adding in some chili flakes. I've got some paprika. I've also got some turmeric. I am adding in some ground coriander. I've got some pepper that I'm just grinding in, and then I'm using this is optional, it's just a seasoning for mince. I love the taste of this, you don't have to use this. And then I'm just going to squeeze in a little bit of tomato puree, and I'm going to mix everything together, and then I'm going to cook this for around 5 minutes just to let all those herbs and spices infuse really well. So it has now been around 5 minutes, and now I'm going to add in the potatoes that I have boiled. So the reason I cut these up quite small is because as I'm going to stir them in, they will break apart even more. I do like them quite fine. You can keep them larger if you like. I've just added a splash of water, and then I'm just going to cook this for another 5 or so minutes. And now you just want to turn the heat right down and simmer for a further 10 minutes. After that, you can turn off the heat because the lamb mince is completely cooked through, and I just garnish with a little bit of coriander. And I'm just going to set this aside and let it cool completely before we start adding it to our puff pastry. So for the puff pastry, I'm using this ready roll puff pastry. It's the butter enriched one. I've never used it before, so I'm going to try it out for the first time. So I have just let it come to room temperature for around 10 minutes. And if you do have any tears, you literally just need to squeeze it together and it should seal up, no problem. Now I'm just going to divide this into 8 pieces like so. I'm just using a pizza cutter. It just makes it so much easier. So I've got 8 squares. And you want to try and get them as equal as possible, but if not, don't worry too much because you can just stretch the pastry out like so. So I'm going to grab one of these squares, and I'm just going to be using some of this leftover cheese that I've got. So I decided to pop a slice of cheese at the bottom like so. Then I started to add in the mince and potato filling. So be as generous as you like. You know me by now, I like to overfill everything. Then I'm just going to take another sheet of puff pastry and pop that over the top. Just use your fingers to seal the edges. And then I just like to clean up the edges with a pizza cutter just to make them nice and straight. I'm also taking a fork just to seal the edges a little bit better, and I did just go in with my pizza cutter again just to make sure those edges are nice and clean and straight. And then once you've done this, don't forget to add your steam holes at the top, and then just pop this onto a baking sheet. So I will just do one more in case you didn't see too well, and then we'll move on to the next step. So now that all my pasties are formed, I've popped them on this baking sheet, and I'm just going to brush them with some egg wash. This just really helps give them that golden colour once they are done. So yeah, this is what they are looking like, and they are ready to go into the air fryer oven. So I'm popping these in on the middle shelf, and I'm going to bake these for 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. They can take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, so just keep an eye on them, and we'll come back when they're done. Okay, time is up and the pasties are now completely done. They are lovely and golden brown, and I'm just going to carefully take them out of the air fryer oven. This is what they were looking like. So I'm just going to pop them onto a serving board, and I'm going to let them cool for a couple of minutes. But this is how they ended up looking, really crispy and delicious. They were so nice and golden brown, and the puff pastry was so lovely and flaky. So now I'll just give you a closer look at one of them. So people have asked if this air fryer oven cooks the food well on the bottom as well as the top, and I will just show you the bottom of the pasty now. As you can see, it is golden brown and it is cooked perfectly. So yes, it does cook food really well at the bottom as well. So now let's just cut into this and show you the inside. Look at how delicious that looks. That cheese honestly really helps with the flavour and the way that the texture is on the inside. And all I can say is these happen to be my favourite pasties, so please do give them a go. If you haven't tried them before, try them in your air fryer at home. You don't need an air fryer oven, you can just make these in your normal air fryer, and they always turn out so delicious. And that is it, guys. That is how I make these meat and potato pasties. I always put cheese in there. You don't have to, but I absolutely love it. So I do add it in there, and it just adds a little something, a little bit extra that makes them super yummy. So do give them a try. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and let me know what else you want me to make in my air fryer, even if it's not air fryer related, what you want to see me make. And don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.